Your baby stares at you longer than other babies stare at their parents. Not because something is wrong, because something is very, very right. They got bored with a toy after 2 days. You bought a new one, they were bored with that one in a day. They cry when the stimulation stops, not when they are hungry or tired. Most parents miss this completely. Gifted infants are not identified by what they do early. They are identified by how intensely they need everything to keep moving. The word researchers use is overexcitability. Everything hits harder. Everything matters more. Everything needs more processing. Your baby does not sleep like other babies. Gifted infants average significantly less sleep, not because something is wrong, but because their brain refuses to go offline. That brain is running processes other brains are not running yet. It does not want to stop. Stopping feels like loss. You thought it was colic. You thought it was reflux. Sometimes it was neither. It was a brain that needed more than the environment was giving it. Here is the first real sign. They make eye contact earlier and hold it longer. Average newborns look away. Gifted infants hold your gaze like they are reading you. They are reading you. That is not a metaphor. The face processing system in gifted infants activates earlier and more intensely than average. By 4 months, they recognize patterns that most babies do not notice until 6. If something does not follow the pattern, they react strongly. This is called violation of expectation response. Gifted babies have a stronger one because they built the expectation faster and in more detail. You changed your routine slightly one morning. The baby reacted. You thought it was a coincidence. It was not. They remember, deeply and early. Gifted infants show recognition memory at ages when average infants do not have it yet. That is why your face calms them instantly, from across the room, before you even touch them. They have been building your neural profile since week 1. Here is the sign that surprises parents most. Gifted babies are often more upset by separation, not less, because they understand more about what absence means. The more the brain processes, the more it feels. Their cry has more range, their laugh has more force. Everything is turned up. That is not a personality flaw. That is what an intense brain feels like from the inside. They respond to music differently. Studies show gifted infants orient to music earlier and show more precise emotional responses to changes in melody. You played a song and they froze. Not from fear, from processing. Their whole body goes quiet when the brain is working at maximum. They study objects instead of playing with them, rotating a block, examining a surface, dropping something repeatedly to test the result. That is not random. That is hypothesis testing. A gifted infant is running experiments. Every single drop is data. They get frustrated when they cannot do something physically that they understand mentally. The brain is ahead of the body. That gap feels unbearable to them. This is why gifted babies cry at things that do not seem upsetting. They are not upset at the thing, they are upset at their own limitation. They alert to new sounds faster than other babies. Their auditory cortex is processing in more detail, catching things most infant brains filter out. They watch faces during conversation, not just the face talking to them. They track the whole social exchange. They want to understand the structure of it. By 6 months, many gifted babies have begun to imitate not just sounds, but intonation patterns. They are not just copying, they are modeling the language system. You thought they were babbling. They were practicing. There is a difference. Gifted infants show something called asynchronous development. One area races ahead, others lag behind. The gap between them is where the difficulty lives. Their emotional system cannot always keep up with their cognitive system. They understand more than they can handle. That is exhausting, for them and for you. The meltdowns are not tantrums, they are system overloads. Too much input, too much processing, and not enough emotional regulation yet to manage it. The worst thing you can do is understimulate them. A gifted infant with nothing to process turns the intensity inward. That is when it becomes difficult. The best thing you can do is talk to them constantly. Narrate everything, explain everything. They are absorbing all of it, even when it doesn't look like it. They need novelty the way other babies need comfort. A new face, a new texture, a new sound, these are not just stimulation, they are food for this brain. Here is what most parenting guides get wrong about gifted babies. They assume more intelligence means easier. It does not. It means more everything. More sensitivity, more intensity, more need for connection, and more confusion when the world cannot keep up with them. Your exhaustion is real. Your baby is not being difficult. They are being exactly what they are, and what they are requires more. The research is clear. Early identification matters. A gifted infant whose needs are met develops faster. One whose needs are missed develops harder. You don't need a test score to act on this. You need to pay attention to what your baby is telling you with their behavior. They get bored faster. They need more complexity. They feel everything more deeply. These are not problems. These are the signature. The most important thing you can give a gifted infant is not enrichment programs. It's a parent who responds, fully, consistently, and without trying to slow them down. Every time you respond to their signal, you confirm something critical. This world can keep up with me. This world is worth engaging with. A gifted infant who feels met becomes a curious, confident child. One who feels constantly understimulated becomes anxious and difficult, and nobody connects the original cause. Now here is the important warning. Giftedness is not the same as advanced development on a single milestone. Walking early is not the sign. The pattern is the sign. The pattern is intense across everything, not ahead on one thing, hungry for all of it all the time at a level that feels different. If your baby matches this pattern, they are not broken and they are not difficult. They are running a more powerful processor in a world designed for average hardware. Your job is not to calm them down. Your job is to be interesting enough to keep up. You have been keeping up this whole time. That's why they look at you the way they do. Does your baby match any of this? The intensity, the boredom, the stare that feels like it goes right through you? Tell me in the comments. I want to know how old they were when you first noticed. And stay for the next video, because what a gifted baby's brain looks like compared to an average one on a scan is something you need to see. The difference is visible, and it is extraordinary.